Now, I know that I'm early, but I'm not going to officially start until the 2 p.m. I just need to check that some things are working while it's actually streaming. So now that it's streaming, I just want to check that some certain things are working. I know that I'm early by looking at my own live stream. What was I gonna? Yeah. So because it turns out that this game can only play in full screen, I was gonna have the game be like a in a 2K window that would take up most of my screen, but leave some real estate space for the YouTube comment pop out. Since the game, it turns out, is going to be full screen only, I'm not going to be able to have this little bit of space to have a YouTube pop out. So now, while the stream is happening, I'm going to see if I can bring up YouTube chat on my second phone. I've got two phones. I've got my main phone and a second one that I just use only at home. It doesn't have a SIM card in it, so it's just connected to my Wi-Fi. And this is so that I can leave my main phone available for if I get a call from work or something. So now I'm going to see if I can bring up the YouTube chat by looking up the live stream on this other phone. And that way I can see if anyone is chatting to me in the YouTube chat while I have the game at full screen. How do I bring up my own? Okay, I need to search my channel as if I'm not actually me, I think, in order to get to my own live stream. Now, can I pop out the chat from here? I tried before, but I figured I wasn't able to because the stream hadn't started yet. But can I do it now? I don't seem to even be able to chat on my own stream. I'll give my own video a like. You guys can do that. But how do I open the chat to my own stream on my phone? I don't know. I guess I'm just going to have to hope that this chat window here will give me some sort of ding if someone says something. Okay, I'll go to my history. Live, but I can't even look at my own chat. I'm not sure how you guys are getting it. Will be getting into the chat. It just doesn't seem to be possible on the phone. Try turning it horizontal. So I don't know how I'm going to interact with the chat if there is any, except to like tab out of the game occasionally and look, because yeah, and we're 2 minutes from starting, so I guess we'll officially get into it then. And yeah, that was just a little bit of setup, which seems to have failed. I can't get the chat up on my phone. And we're 1 minute away. And then I will start the actual show. Blah de blah. Do. 1 minute feels like a long time when you're watching closely for it. Welcome everyone to Mystery Pony Fiction. Let's get started with the intro.
It's the Mystery Pony Fiction channel. Mystery. Also available as a podcast on Spotify. Pony. And Izzy Moonbow is best pony, by the way. Fiction. Bro, hoof, comment, subscribe. Ring that bell.
Okay, so I decided that I would maybe start live streaming some MLP games to play. But then I kind of had a look at them, had a look at the ones that are available that are made with RPG Maker, and they all kind of look like they kind of suck, or at least I wouldn't enjoy them. So I thought that a better way to do this would be to play MMORPG Tycoon 2, but use it to try to create Equestria. Let's have a look at how the volume... I think I'll put the desktop volume to about 60%. I'm not sure how loud the game's going to be once I'm actually in it. Okay, so here's the start screen for it. I have played this game on at an earlier version, and I quite enjoyed trying to create Equestria then. But the game has had a huge amount of updates since, particularly one called a progression update. And I'm quite looking forward to seeing how much the game has improved. Now, the first thing I tried to do was to go into options, and I went to video, and it says it could give me a window. Let's apply that. Now, the problem is that unless it's somewhere else, game, video, it's just a 1080p window, and that is going to be way too hard on the eyes to be looking at 1/4 of my screen. And there just doesn't seem to be an option to do anything except window, full screen, or full screen window. So we'll go with full screen window again. And in order to see the YouTube chat, I'm going to have to tab out. Where is it? It's a browser. So it's going to be hard for me to interact with the YouTube chat if there is any. I've got to do the UI again. Going to bring the UI scale up a bit. I think that's about what I had it at before. Maybe put it up a little more for visual clarity. Turn it down if it turns out to be too much. And the other thing I want to do, this game thinks it's kind of being all fancy with having this weird mouse cursor, but I personally find it annoying because you literally have to move the cursor to have the point on the end, and that's just really unnatural. I'm pretty sure there was a option, unless they've removed it since I last played. I sure hope not. Video. Oh yeah, use gamepads. That's something I want to try. Use pause indicator. Oh no. Ah, there it is. Cursor type right at the top. Static. So that's better. And then I guess system's a white one. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's more responsive, but I guess static looks cooler. It's got a little bit of lag. Not sure if I like it. I'm pressing a button on my mouse that's supposed to make it more responsive. Yeah, I guess that's responsive enough. I guess there's just a bit of video lag. So what options? Yeah. I'll turn the UI down to 140. And those are the graphic settings done. Now we're going to name our MMORPG Equestria. And we're going to try to create, obviously, Equestria as an MMORPG, kind of like Legends of Equestria did. And I've given that MMO a go. I suppose it's pretty cool. But what this game is about is it's about MMORPG Tycoon. So you're literally running, like, it's a game about game design, which is a pretty cool idea. Now, what type of MMO do I want? I guess I'm going to have it be role-playing. With a focus on role-playing, typically have a strong theme and encourage highly social play. Base appeal, Explorers 5 socializers. So it will prioritize social, and base class slots 3. So if I went to combat, there would be 4 base class slots. And there's some other starting art pack, Fearless. So art packs is a new thing that they've included since I last played the game. You used to just have access to all the art, but now it's something that you've got to unlock, which I'm interested to see. Player versus player. It's got 5 classes and it's mostly about killers. A casual MMO. We have mostly socializers. Start to Sylvan art pack. Social, starting tech friends list. And free to play, I think is an extra challenging type of game. But yeah, we're not going to go with that. We'll go with role playing. It seems to be the most appropriate for a MLP starting player appeal. So explorers. Okay, that's a little bit hard to read. I think I will increase the UI a bit more. Up to 150. Explorer players have long journeys, beautiful views, and visiting new places. Primary need scenery. Socialize players prioritize spending time with other players and may be slow to earn levels. Primary need to interact. Achiever players focus on gaining levels and will tend to progress faster than other types. Primary need, advance. Killers, players love displaying their skill and dominance. Primary needs, loot, danger. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of danger to this, add some achievements, and increase explorers by 1. And go with next. Okay, this is new. You used to have to create a map and then you'd have to go back out if you didn't like it. So that's good. So I can actually see what the map is going to look like before I go in, which is useful. Now, what I'm going to use to help me determine what I want the map to look like is I've brought up this thing in a browser on the Friendship is Magic wiki. I've got a map of Equestria here. So if we have a close look, Ponyville's obviously in the middle and there's a river next to it. So I might want to try to have there be a river. Unfortunately, having a river, it's probably going to be a bit big. So it's going to be a bit of a bigger river than would really be. See, I think that looks about right. Because Ponyville has a river underneath and to the side of it. Let's get back to the map. So there we go. I'll try to have the Ponyville on the edge of the river there. So yeah, that will probably be Ponyville right there, that center cell there. And we're going to want a full, as big a map as possible. Okay, this is new since I last played. Candy icon. Okay. So there's two different multi-line texts. Gradient. Okay. So we're going to have it top gradient, probably purple. Have a pink bottom gradient. But it looks a bit like the MLP logo. Can I go a darker purple? And outline. Well, yeah, I think white is already appropriate. And then maybe another purple. How will some other colours look? Let's just go with a light pink, I think. Next, custom rules. Show all tutorials. Alright, I'll put that on because it's been so long since I played, I'm sure I'm going to have to relearn it. Unlock all editor tools, unlock all art packs. Disable money bugs. Okay, so I want this to be a normal game with all the usual challenge that it presents. And let's go. Welcome to MMORPG Tycoon 2. Use the WASD keys to move the camera. Zoom in and out. Okay. You can zoom all the way into a player perspective. You can also rotate the camera. Okay, not that button, this button. Zoom out to view the whole map again. Now, okay, this is the main status display. It tells you the name of your MMORPG and some core information about it. Okay, hang on, let's pause. Let's not have time pass while I'm learning things. Right now you don't have any subscribers, but we'll fix that soon. These are the system buttons. They provide information, access, design options, load, save your game. By the way, this game auto saves periodically, and when you exit, you can change that behavior. Blah blah. Obvious stuff. This is your main action bar. Your various tools for interacting with the world will appear here. Here on the right edge of the screen is where we plan our development goals and game releases. Click the Set Next Development Goal button. Okay, so starting points, 2 developer hours. New subscribers will appear at the starting point. You have now selected starting points as our next new technology. We need to assign a developer to the project. This stuff is new, that wasn't in the game in an earlier release. Click on the little person icon to assign a developer to work on starting points. Some technologies can have more developers working on them, which make them develop more quickly, but with more bugs. So I want to... Oh, whoops. I hired an extra developer and I don't need one yet. What was it talking about? Job backlog. Click on the little person icon. What little person icon? I don't seem to know what it's talking about. Click on the little person icon to assign a developer. In here somewhere, network. These are NPCs. Little person icon. What the heck is it talking about? It's not showing a job for starting points. In progress start. Policies. Little person icon. Well, this is an embarrassing way to start the game. Waiting staff, 0 out of 1 developers. Developer. Well, these are the developers. Maybe I've got to have some time pass. I didn't seem to do anything. Little person icon. Okay, now that you've started development on starting points. So I did do something. Zero out of 1 developers. Have I assigned a developer yet? That one? Close development and click OK to continue. It's telling me to move on even though I haven't managed to get the development started. Back on the main map, click the grid view. Shows the current status of the game's region servers. Right now they're all disabled, so let's activate one as a starting region. That's going to be Ponyville, which will be here. Region you bought has turned green and now has a number 1 in it. This means that any content we build here will automatically be appropriate for characters of level 1. Now that a region has been activated, let's go back to the main view Click the Interact tab to return to the normal game view. See, this is it's got things nice and highlighted, but it never highlighted the little person icon. If you'd like to adjust the terrain of the region, it's easiest to do it now before you start building things. Each region has 4 terrain types that can be mixed within its borders. Click on the terrain tab to see them. Feel free to experiment with them now. Okay. So we've got desert, swamp, field. Okay, I'm going to have it mostly be field. And I think I just... Surely there's a way to increase the brush. It's probably going to teach you about some sort of... So I can have the field count as being over into the water. So changing it to field should automatically get rid of all this desert scenery. I'm sure this game is going to start off pretty boring, but from what I remember when I played a much earlier build, it gets really fun once you start actually having your MMO run and you get to watch players play it. Okay. So I'm going to have a little bit of forest at wherever I'm going to have the Everfree forest. I think the map shows it as being south below the forest, so below the river. I don't really like that. I mean, since when has Ponyville ever not been directly next to the forest? But especially in this case, the river is a bit too big, so I think I'm going to have the forest just to the left, or maybe up here. Well, whether it's to the left or up that way, I'm going to have some forest terrain. Come on. What does it force me to select desert for? There we go. So I'll put some forest terrain there. And those trees are way too big, I think. But I'm sure I'll be able to do something about that soon. So that can count as the start of the Everfree forest, and then it will expand into this zone. If you'd like to adjust, yep, okay. The right side of the screen, you'll see a task list for setting up this region. First thing any region needs is a respawn point. If a subscriber's character dies in content, they'll automatically respawn from the closest respawn point. What's more, developers and game masters can move around the game via its respawn points. Okay, buildings. Respawn point. Elegant, civilized. Wow. Now this zone is really put into perspective of how big it is compared to the buildings. So I guess I'm going to have Ponyville be on the coast here. And I'm going to try to have this be... Okay, so set position, rotate tap, free rotate with mouse drag, rotate freely. Right. Okay. I can probably just move this at some point if I decide it's not in a good spot, but I kind of want to work out the layout of the town to begin with. Notice how the respawn point you place is flashing red. That's because it doesn't have a network connection yet. Let's set one up. Network. We have no network connection right now, so let's install our network uplink. Use the highlighted tool. To place one somewhere in this region. I'm basically going to have the network be right where the Ponyville Town Hall is going to be, I reckon. So I'm going to aim for the Ponyville Town Hall to be about here. Now that we have an uplink, we need to distribute the bandwidth it supplies. Place a network cable. Using the highlighted tool, starting from the uplink. You don't need to connect exactly to the respawn point as long as it's in the highlighted region around the cable. It's close enough. Once bandwidth is running through the cable, it might take a few seconds for the respawn point to power up. So, might as well get a decent area of the zone covered while I'm at it. Okay, and I think I could just... How do I finish the placement? No, if I right click it cancels the last one I put down. Alright, I double click. So I guess I'll unpause it for a moment to let it power. Bring power to the okay. Next, let's build an inn somewhere near the respawn point. That's probably not necessarily where... I don't think it's really appropriate to have an inn next to the... I guess I'll put a small inn here. Which way is the inn actually facing? Where's the door? You'll need at least one in each region you use. Place one now. Remember to make sure it has bandwidth available. Okay, so I guess I gotta unpause it to have that objective finish. Did you notice a little red cursor arrow which travelled to the inn after you built it? That was one of your developers turning it on. Developers need to visit every building you construct to enable them, and they travel by the nearest respawn point. If your respawn points are very far away, this can take some time. So a little arrow going from the graveyard to there, I guess. I probably missed it. Now we have most critical buildings placed, but let's place some useful items for players. First, let's build a blacksmith near the inn. Once players have some money, they will want to buy better weapons. As before, place the blacksmith. Am I able to place roads yet? Because I want to get an idea of paths. I guess I can move this later. once I figure out where I want my paths to be. Warlike, blacksmith, civilized, blacksmith, elegant. I'll go with the civilized, keep with the same theme. I'm gonna try to have Ponyville be a bit of a circle, so maybe this blacksmith will start to face this way. And unpause. Finally, let's build a market stall. Most of the players' gold will come from selling the vendor trash. They take off defeated monsters. Elegant market stall, civilized, warlike, trinket cart. Sometimes players just want to buy something shiny. Trinkets serve no real purpose except to attract attention in social circles. Okay, that's a new thing that they've added since I last played. So I think I'll put market stall on the other side of where I want my path to be. And where's the front of it? What would that be, the front of the market stall? I guess there. I guess that's the counter. And done. I'm done. Players only know about places they've heard about, but can always see landmarks in the region no matter how far away they are. Place a landmark somewhere near your inn so players can always see their way back home. I think my first landmark is going to be the Ponyville Town Hall, and there happens to be this clock tower. So normally there used to be a lot more to choose from, but they've made that more of a gamified part of the game now, where the stuff that you have to choose from gets gradually unlocked. Now I just want to have another look at my network. I want to try to place the Ponyville Town Hall exactly on the network bandwidth. So right on that line near... it shows a different grid. It shows a different grid, which is annoying. There's the network grid. And I'm going to try to remember exactly. So right on the middle of that line there. And that can be the Ponyville Town Hall. Should I maybe have it face a different direction? Well, I guess it's facing the direction of those main buildings. I guess that will do. Now we should create some monster zones. Monster zones require quite a lot of bandwidth, particularly if they're big. You may need to run some extra network cabling through them. Let's see if anyone's left a chat message. Nope. Now we should create... Oh, wait. It just skipped over. Okay. Now we should create some monster zones. Monster zones require a lot of bandwidth, particularly if they're big. You may need to run some extra network cabling out through them to keep them online. Okay, I've enabled some monster zoning tools for you under the NPCs tab. Okay, so we're starting off with these. I'm probably going to change them. Level 1 crocodiles. You need to pick what monster you use, then paint out regions on the map. Guess we'll have some bears near the Everfree Forest. What's going to be the Everfree Forest area? Ah, this is too sensitive. It's moving the map thing. Oh, I can't rotate while I'm got this tool. Unless I do it with the keyboard. Alright, let's put some monster zones near the forest. And then probably a spider monster zone in the forest. Can't see it though. See, now I can rotate the camera, now that I'm out of that tool. Not really a fan of the way these trees are so huge. It's giving some atmospheric music for when I'm in the forest. Okay, so now I can probably make sure that I've actually properly applied the zone. Oh man, now I think I've got a zone within a zone now. What's going on? Oh, that's the area that I haven't made a monster zone. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Feel free to keep editing monster zones. Well, I'll have something in the middle here. I'm not going to have it be skeletons, but that's something that I can change later. So that monster type there, maybe some of this monster type over in the mountainous areas. I'm likely going to be able to have more different types of monsters soon. Let's put more crocodiles along the coast here. Okay. Finally, let's place a few quest giver NPCs. Quest givers are how you give your subscribers things to do, which keeps them from feeling lost. Place 2 quest givers in front of your inn, so players are likely to notice them. So that's a small inn next to the respawn point. I'd like to have a larger inn. Maybe what I consider the main inn over here. Try to use this grid as a bit of a guide. Now NPCs. So these are going to be representations of the classes, I guess. Right. 1 quest giver. 2 quest givers. You can edit your quest givers' quests if you click on them and check their quest tabs. Feel free to play with what you like. Subscribers only have to kill about 4 monsters to reach level 2. Almost done. Let's think about roads for a minute. Can I... So if I click on this NPC, quests, discover the letter, go to the bear zone and kill 5 bears. Go to Civilized Blacksmith 1 and buy a weapon and return to me. Add new quest, bash the crocodiles. So what do I... Oh yeah, I can edit quest. Say how many monsters to defeat, what the target is. So if I were to select that, find even more beer, go to Clock Tower 1, is a quest. I can have a quest that is, go look at this rock, I guess. Oh no, that just selects the rock. Okay, and maybe I'll get this other NPC to have a quest to just go to the market stall. Wait. Add new quest. I'll discover a moldy plum. Go to Civilized Inn 1 and set it as your new home. Discover the town council. Right. So this is stuff that I'm probably going to tweak properly later once we get into things. But here we go. I've been waiting for this part to finally actually make the paths. Think about roads for a minute. When a subscriber wants to go somewhere, they'll usually just run straight there, and this can send them to dangerous areas. If you place roads, players will usually follow them instead of cutting through areas. Try placing a few roads. Okay, this is where I can... I'm going to have a road go to the front of the town hall, intersects buildings. Alright. Oh man, gotta have it even further away from it. So road from there to there. And I'm gonna try to have a bit of a Okay, I'll use that grid as a bit of a guide where I'll get it to go. Try to have it be loosely a circle. It's not letting me... Oh, am I out of money? I think I'm out of money. No, I'm not out of money. Oh, okay. I guess it just had a maximum length before I had to commit to it. Please don't tell me I'm not going to allow to have 2 paths connect. Alright, there we go. Okay. Now I'm going to have another path. So there can be like 2 main streets, an inner street and a outer street. Let's go back. Well, no shit, it crosses itself. I want it to. There we go. Almost done. Yeah. Okay, I've done roads. Now we have a reasonable starting region set up with just one exception. We need a starting point where players will enter the world. Our developers have finished creating the starting points technology for us, so let's integrate in the game by clicking the button. Well, have they? Did I actually end up getting the developers to make it yet? Landmarks, respawn points. See, I don't think they have. I still haven't figured out that part. Okay, so I guess it did happen. Deploy. Okay, now I can choose a new project, but they look like they're probably too... Oh yeah, it requires 1.0, so a lot of them aren't available till I start my MMO. Now let's place your newly developed starting point somewhere near your... Yeah, and so now it's added starting point here. Elegant, overgrown, sword, warlike. Guess I'll go with the overgrown starting point. Seems a bit more appropriate to the theme. Let's have the starting point be near this inn. Now let's place your new... Yep. Once it's placed, we'll be ready to release the game. Well, before we release the game, let's make sure... Yeah, so fiber. So those are the main ones. And then I can have cables, which are for smaller... Cable go into that area. So we want to make sure all these are active. Guess I want to get the forests active as well. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing here. Okay, so now those monster areas should be online. I'm probably going to need more. Probably need a larger cable at least. Replace the cable with a... No. Why does it have to be a pain in the ass? Because I think I need to have more bandwidth or something. Need another one of these uplinks. Uh-oh. That was cost a lot of money. You're all ready to go. Feel free to keep working for as long as you like. But now you're ready to open your game and let subscribers join. Well, let's let it play for a moment. See if this new uplink works. Is the rest of this going to activate, or is there not enough? Right. Let's delete this uplink or something. Will I get my money back? Okay, 5,000. So I think I've got to have get rid of these fibers. I need to have more of these larger. Just have some fibers going to some of the smaller areas. Okay. I need to have more of them be larger capacity fibers. Oh wow, yeah. Probably significantly more expensive. So is that gonna go over there now? Oh, I was using fibers this whole time instead of actual. Well, okay then. I guess this is going to be a bit of a mess. Cable going to the forest. Okay, looks like there's enough bandwidth for it all to be there. I don't want to be letting too much time pass. I kind of have to zoom into this forest to see if I've covered things correctly. So there's a gap there. Wait, did I just make it turn it all off? What did I do wrong? Ugh. think it was on before and I just ruined it. Is the forest online or not? Okay, looks like it is. Okay, set next development goal. Well, I guess I gotta launch the game first. Now the thing is, before I do that, there's the design part. It doesn't look like it gives a... Maybe it's going to give a tutorial to these. I'd rather go through them with the tutorial. So, where did the tutorial go anyway? Yeah, just save, get out of the way. Okay, announce release. Let's compare my voice to the music. Okay, the music seems to be a bit too loud compared to my voice. There we go. Oh man. Oh, okay, there's my first player. Now, okay, so now we're going to go set next development goal. And now we can start picking some things. Add new player class. I think we'll be satisfied with 3 for the moment. Add art pack. Magic feudal, bloody blah. Incapacity. Okay, let's start working on friends lists. How much money? Okay. Streamer event upcoming. Alright. Popular web influencer Kitten Purple has announced they'll be live streaming themselves playing our game. Stream should begin on month 1, day 2. Okay, I'm going to select this first player. The first... Is he the first or second? Okay. So first 2 players to ever enter the game. I'm going to favorite them so I can keep an eye on them. They're both level 1 paladins, but now what I need to do is I need to start actually designing the assets. So let's see, game design. That's that stuff. And then classes is probably the most important one. So I don't really like the order that they've got them in. I would have liked the paladin to be the primary class. But I guess I'll just do it in that order. And I'll have the unicorn be the first class. Unicorn. Base health, base mana. Okay, I'll use this I'll use the defaults as a bit of a guide, because if I mess around with things too much, obviously my game will get unbalanced. So I'll let the unicorn... I find that the some of the text is still a bit hard to read, so I think I'll increase the UI. I got to get back to that game menu. Increase the UI a bit more. $160, I guess. Okay. Unicorn, destroy all the towns. Area man. Okay, I guess I'll try friendship. Friendship is magic. Quoted by Twilight Sparkle. Among all the many player characters and monsters in this game, this one is my favourite. I'll just put magic horse with a horn. Horse. I don't know. Pony with a horn. Pony with a horn. Now I can get more creative with this stuff later. I just want to get things running. So their base mana is 20, base speed 5, base health. Now abilities. Now model editor. This is where things can get a bit daunting for this game, especially if you want to create your own classes and have things look a certain way. But I remember, okay, if I go to preset, I can probably at least make a start by selecting something with 4 legs. Axolotl, capybara, cat. Cat might be a good start. Champion, chef, chicken, cow. At least if I pick cow, I can start with hooves and get the hooves going. There's a lot more to pick from than there used to be. Last time I tried to play this game. K9. Oh, okay, some sort of robot dog. Cow is probably still the best starting point. Lion. Yeah, I think cow's just the best one to start with, so we can have 4 hooves. We're going to have the head be... Well, I guess I'm going to have them have sort of human heads. It's going to look really weird at first, but... The last time I played this, I managed to get some pretty decent looking... Wow, okay. What would be the best representation? Yeah, I think I can have like a wizard hat. Nope. Okay, so now what we do is we go adjust, and now I should be able to get the, come on. Adjust so that the head is up, forward. How's forward, up and down? Up. Have the head attached there. But that's probably not the body that I want this to have either. So I'm going to want some different types of bodies. The unicorn's going to have a body that is well, that looks like it could be a horse body. But there's a lot of other options. So try to get sort of a slimmer okay, what was that first one I had? Okay, now I can adjust the head to be at a more sensical place on that body. Increase the scale of the head. What does bone scale do? Seems to be more about the size. Move it down a bit. I guess I've just got to get the legs to be in a place that makes sense. Okay, left leg. I'm going to have to keep track of these numbers so that I can make sure they're the same on each side. Left leg forward. Oh, that's the back leg. Oh, I see. Arms and legs. That's right. Let's move this. Bone scale. So I've got bone scale at 1, forward at 0.7. So now I'll try to forward at 0.7, try to match it with the other one. Forward at 7, bone scale at 1. Up is at -3. Okay, I think I want the legs to be a bit more... okay, I played with the wrong one there. Looks like up is what I want if I want it to be forward. Okay. And maybe side... I think that works. So I set that for 0.6, up 0. Up 0 forward. at about the same place. Tail, we're going to want like what could be considered a ponytail. That might be the closest thing we have. Forward up. This one that will look more appropriate. What does this one look like? That looks a bit better, I think. Just going to make it a bit larger. 1.5. Okay, I think those back legs are already in approximately the right place. I can always tinker with this more a bit later. Now the head, let's try to get that. Slight bit forward. I've got a text message. What is it about? Okay. It's from my other phone. Okay, now head. Oh yeah, I've already got the head. Now we got a hat. So I don't suppose there's likely to be a horn, but to represent the unicorn class, I'll go with a wizard hat. There we go. Now it's starting to look like a pony. And now I start picking colours. So I'll have, well, let's find out what. So this is the, so we're going to have this kind of represent Twilight Sparkle. Twilight Sparkle's purple, right? Should I maybe look at a picture of Twilight Sparkle to remind myself? Twilight Sparkle. I hope looking on Google Images isn't going to give me... Now, if only there was a eyedropper tool that I could use. So, yeah, it's not really purple, it's more of a light pink. Maybe more that colour. Does that look similar? Yeah, I think that's about right. And then I can have the hair colour. I think this is hair colour. No, that's eye colour. What colour eye? I should know this stuff by now. By memory. So, purple eyes. And then I think this is hair color. So we'll go with like blue. I think that looks approximately. Yeah, I think that color. And what's this color? This is hooves. Well, there isn't really a defined. Guess I'll give it blue hooves. Hat color. Let me get a better view. Don't want it to be too similar to the other colors I've used. Apply all that. Now, in order to make it easier, I think what I can do now is I can go to prefabs and I can export that. Oh. Oh wow, I've already got some saved prefabs from before. So I guess I've made the unicorn. Huh, okay. So I've made a unicorn. Style, stone or wood? That's just a... Export to prefab. Okay. So it looks like I've already got some that I made previously. I could either use this as a starting point for making the other types of ponies, but I think this will do. So now we've got abilities. I guess Twilight's or the unicorn's most basic ability will be horn attack. Melee range, single target, instant cast. And I'll try to use this starting point as a reference for other stuff. Okay, the animation will be effect type physical, straight. So this is the animation it will have in the actual game. And I think that this image for it's already pretty appropriate. It looks like a horn. This is something else. That will suit it better. Sorry for the silence, I'm trying to concentrate. I think that's already the best one for that particular ability. Horn attack, total damage 1. Available from starting. Flavor, stare intensely at the target. Poke your horn into the target. What does this fully custom button do? Poke your horn into the target, dealing 1 damage. Now, effects on hit. Damage over time, charge mana. Okay, I think I'd like to have it so that this will recharge some mana. Dealing 1 damage and charging 1 mana. And then I think I'll add something specific to the basic attack of each other type of pony. So obviously the unicorn's going to want a way to recover their mana for... Okay, what should their second ability be? I think... so horn attack... I guess force, push. I don't know, guys, I'm not being very creative. So costs 1 mana with a 1 second cooldown, missile range, does 3 damage, and slows them for like 1 second. We don't want it to be too powerful. On a single target missile range. Available from the start. What's a better name for it? Force. Magic bolt. So that can be their other basic attack. They start off with just being able to horn attack and cast magic bolts. They have a missile range. And then their first ability at level 2 will be maybe some sort of healing ability. Man, I'm not being very creative. Let's just hold on to that for now. So that has them covered for level 1. So these are saved. Export to unicorn. Now if I... Okay, why hasn't it changed the image? How do I get it to change the image? Maybe once I leave that. There, close the window. Now maybe it'll update. There we go, shows unicorn. Now hopefully I've already got this free prefab set up for the Pegasus. Actually the Earth Pony will be the second class. Import. There we go, I've already got the Earth Pony set up. I should hope that it will be a bit larger in size than the unicorn. Okay, the abilities aren't set up, but I think for the tank of the group, the Earth Pony, their first ability will be kick. And I think it will do slightly more damage as a basic attack, but not have an effect other than that. Instant cast, only melee range. Single target. Now I'll bring the damage up to, to make it 2.5, I'll have to do that. I don't know, I think I'll just go with 2. That being its bonus effect compared to the unicorn's one. The unicorn's one can regain mana. This one just does a little bit more damage. And I think remember the last time I went with well, there's one of a shoe. Doesn't really suit a pony. Oh yeah, there's that. But yeah, there. Kick. FX. Attack, physical. Path type, straight. Apply. Flavor, club of the target dealing 2 damage. Okay, I'll go with kick the target. Kick the target dealing 2 damage. And then Apple Earth Pony's second ability will be some kind of taunt. I'll just write taunt for now. Maybe I can come up with something better later. Cost to user 1 rage. So this fighter class will have abilities based on rage costs. So maybe I'm going to want the first ability. I guess it depends on how rage works in this game. Alright, so I guess the normal kick won't cost any rage. But should I have it regain some rage, maybe? Siphon rage. Generate rage. Maybe just a little bit. Compared to the unicorn. And then I'll go back over here. The taunt will cost 1 rage, have a half-second cooldown. Maybe a 1-second cooldown. Effect on target. Not much health damage, but it should do something to root in place, protect, weaken. Oh, there it is, taunt, an actual taunt. So same amount of damage, but there will be a 1-second cast, 2-second cooldown, and then the target will be taunted for 3 seconds. Maybe bring the damage down to try to make it balanced, I suppose. Okay, sniper range. I have missile range, single target. Maybe I could have it as a small area. Small area, but get rid of the damage. So hopefully this will do what I think it does and have it be like the tank's main way of getting aggro. Okay, cast animation. Looks physical. Skybeam. I don't know. I think maybe ballistic will look better. Okay, and the image for a taunt. Well, that looks like a taunt. Yeah. This is something better. Yeah, I think that will do. Flavor. Hell your fist. Okay, call the targets mean name. Why is it not? Call the targets a mean name, forcing the target to focus on you for 3 seconds. I think that works. And then I'll have to come up with what ability to get at level 2. So I've got my tank class. I am their general stats. So base speed, slightly slower than the unicorn. So rage instead of mana, and a higher base health. I'll try to keep the defaults. Okay, let's update that prefab. Okay, destroy all the towns. Area man. Okay, let's have Applejack say something. Applejack. Most dependable of ponies. Now I probably didn't have the other one in the unicorn one in quotes, so I'll probably have to come back there. Among the many characters and the tough, hard-working pony. That'll do for now. I'll think of something more creative later. So that should be the warrior class done, Earth Pony. And now we're going to have the... Let's see if I can load the prefab. Pegasus. Import. So this one's a bit smaller, which is appropriate. It's got the same head as the... So I think what I'll do is I'll... want to make the unicorn have a different head. Oh no, the unicorn's got a different kind of hair. So that works. Alright, so I'm glad I've already got that done. Now I've just got to come up with her abilities. So, for a Pegasus, we're going to want... So, the first one just did a little more damage. The second one... What is this class's base stats? It's going to be about speed, I guess. Oh, same base rage, same base health. High speed. Bring it up to 7 speed. Less health though, compared to the tank class. In between, yeah, the amount of health that the tank class has. Less rage. Trading's more speed. So lots of speed for... Let's try maybe 12 health. Because the unicorn had 8 health, I think. Okay. Maybe the Pegasus can have abilities based on both rage and mana. That might make this class a bit complicated. So we'll start with, I don't know, wing attack. Wing attack. Mechanics. So it's going to be 1 damage, like the unicorn, but also weaken, protect, generate half 0.5 rage and 0.5 mana. Okay, melee range. Okay, and now some sort of wing icon for it. Looks like a flame. There should be something representing a wing here. Guess that's a little closer. Oh, there we go, a wing. Okay, that works. Pegasus basic attack. Its effect. Attack physical. The sort of light blue colour. Path type straight. And the flavor text. Smack the target. Okay. And then the Pegasus's second ability. So I've got a taunt for the fighter, ranged attack for the unicorn. Now what different mechanics are there to play with here? So maybe have this cost half a point of rage and half a point of mana. Do 3 damage like the okay, I think maybe I'll have it do 2 damage, but to a small area. And it will be like a gust. Gust. Wind gust. Maybe just call it flap. Yeah, sort of like a little tornado symbol. So this will do less damage than the unicorn's missile attack, but it will do it to a small area so it can hit multiple enemies. I hope that's relatively balanced. Instant cast, 1 second cooldown. Costs a little bit of rage and mana. And hopefully that works. It will look like a sky beam. Now let's just have it be ballistic. And okay, what does a water effect look like? Electric ice effect. Yeah, I think I'll have it be an ice. That's just what it looks like. It doesn't mean it has an ice element, but I'll have the color be white. Apply flavor text. Okay. Flap a gust at your targets. That sentence doesn't really sound right, I don't think. I don't know, I'll probably come up with something better later. Dealing 2 damage in an area though. Hopefully that's balanced. Okay, so that should be the classes set up, at least for the start of the game. Design. Now next is monsters. So we've got the crocodile that's got a base health of 6, base speed of 4. Skeleton's got some mana. Now what abilities do they have? Probably going to want to come up with my own abilities for some of these. Defend straight. Chomp. The bear. It's got swipe. Stare intensely at the target. Okay. Stare intensely at the target. These default ones are clearly not. They're all just staring intensely. So I probably have to fix all those up. What are open prefabs? Right. So I'm going to want to make some of these more MLP appropriate. So maybe the crocodile could be a bunny. I don't know. I think I'd have to do some research on the types of monsters that are in the Ponyville area. Next says the NPCs. Now, can I just give the NPCs... So the guards can be earth ponies. The second type, yeah, so just have NPCs be either a... I guess I'll have them in the same order as the classes. So the first NPC is a unicorn, the second is an earth pony, and the third is a Pegasus. So I don't have to worry about setting up abilities or anything on these, I don't think. Oh, maybe I do. Hang on. Okay, so classes, NPCs. So I've got to come up with... Well, yeah, I guess the NPCs will just have... So I guess I could have the NPCs be bosses or things that can actually fight. But yeah, for now we've just got... It should have already changed it so that the two NPCs at the front of the inn are a unicorn and an earth pony. And then maybe I'll have a Pegasus NPC at the town hall. So NPC, a Pegasus quest giver at the town hall. So far the first two players are earth ponies. So that's already the most popular class. So those are quest givers. Now the next one is a guard. So I'll put a guard here. That's an earth pony. Guard here, that's an earth pony. I guess I'll have a Pegasus guard over here by the inn. I think these guards suit the purpose of protecting them from any wild animals that happen to wander. Although I don't think they will, since the monster zone is nowhere near the town. So that will do for now. And that quest giver, that I had... Oh, I didn't mean to place that. How do I get rid of it? It should be a delete. Delete that one. So the NP... Hang on, I've got to turn off delete. I can give them names. So Twilight Sparkle, level 11 unicorn quest giver, has 4 level 1 quests. Applejack, and Fluttershy. It's quest givers. Oh yeah, now I can enter the quest here. So let's give Fluttershy a quest that involves having them go over here. What? What happened? Okay, so I've got to click there, click on edit quest, and here I choose to target. So destroy the skeletons. I'll figure out something different for those enemies to be later. Kill 5 skeletons. So apparently they only need to kill 4 monsters to become level 2. It seems like it's going to go a bit quick. Okay, so now I'm going to want to start setting the town out. Civilized potion shop. Put a potion shop here next to blacksmith. Trinket cart. What does that look like up close? And then there's taverns. Taverns serve as a social club hub. More like civilized, elegant. Alright, I'll have a tavern here. And also a tavern here next to the large inn. Maybe on this side of it, so it's a bit further away. Now the other thing are these modular buildings. This is where you start making things look a bit more interesting. So when I don't want every single building in the town to be an actual functional part of the town, I've got to use these modular buildings. Doesn't say what type it is. So that looks like a castle. Okay, this looks like it would be. So then I start putting some modular buildings down. Where's the door? I guess that's the door. So this is a building that just serves as scenery. And then I think I can use this to make the building a bit taller, make the building okay, I can't. Right, can I make it bigger on this side? Yeah. So there we go. Maybe we can assume that is some sort of make the back side of it. There we go. So put a couple of these in. Maybe some of them look a bit different to others. I guess they need to be connected to the network. These new buildings. Okay, what's this here? Unfinished. Redesign player class Earth Pony. Redesign player class Pegasus. Unfunded. Configure. So I've got to have this come out in a hotfix patch. Edit in progress. Okay. So my moderators are turning these new buildings online. Okay, I think these are name for update. I'm not sure how this works yet. Regular update. Okay, an actual regular update costs money. Then major update. Okay. So I'm naming this hotfix I'll name the hotfix I don't know. A funded configure. So what is that? Edit in progress. Does that mean I mean, I've already seen the changes in the classes take immediate effect. Now what does this modular building look like? Place full building free prefab. Oh yeah, so it's able to place them in like random assortments of modular thingamajigs. And it has a random one each time. And maybe I can have some quests involve them going to these different buildings. And I can probably name them too, so I could probably decide which building is going to be like Sugar Cube Corner and stuff. So if I click on it, Scenery Building 5, I can change its name to Sugar Cube Corner, and then I can probably have a quest involved with it. Move, duplicate. Oh, this place is called Gladethorn. I've got to fix that. I don't want this town to be called... I think Gladethorn is the name of the region, so for that I've got to go to the grid. Activate region, deactivate, set region level, raise region. And maybe if I go to the grid. There we go. I'll name this region Ponyville. Contents of the region. Oh yeah, I'm going to have to name these guards some sort of pony names. Terrain. Yeah, so I can have other types of terrain, but only 4 in each region. So I put field and forest in this. Is there any others that I might want to have? Mountain. Mountain just creates more of that, of these things. Mushroom grove, pine forest, swamp. I think I'll just leave it as it is at the moment. Now colour. Region tint. Maybe have it be a sort of pink. And then have the light colour be a light blue, ambient light. Because I used this before to actually make it look like a pink, cute pony town. I'll apply that and see how it looks. The sky. Oh yeah, I guess I'll have the sky be a... So I can have the sky... Yeah, like that. FX, effect color. Snow, fireflies, rainstorm, wind. I guess I'll have none. Now let's see how it actually looks. So it's got a bit of a cuter aesthetic, I guess. When I first played this, I managed to get it really pink looking. Suppose that works, kinda. Let's see these buildings come online. Oh, here we go. Some new players have picked. So who was the third player? Total time played, 1 minute. Demand, player type, socializer, real name, John Hood. So I favorited my two. So that was the first player I favorited. So I guess I'm going to favorite the two first Earth ponies, the two first unicorns that join the game. Maybe there's only one unicorn so far. I'll see if another one comes in. I wonder if I can get a player list. NPCs. So this Red. $16. I got their bank information, subscription data, pays subscriptions on day 1 of each month. Not addicted, bank balance locked. Quests, history, picked up a quest. Cool, so as you can see, this game can get pretty in-depth as each player... Okay, this will be the second. So I've got the two first of each class type favorited. So I'm going to keep an eye on their progress. But I want to get the world fleshed out a bit more before I let it run for very long. So I got a ding on my phone. Let's see if it's important. No. How long have I been playing so far? Or streaming? I've streamed for 2 hours. I think my target is about an hour and a half. Maybe 3 hours, but I am starting to get a bit tired. I mean, there's some parts of the early part of the game that are a bit daunting, like naming everything. Trying to come up with a name of all these buildings to represent different buildings in Ponyville. So I guess I named that one Sugar Cube Corner. And I don't think the well-known buildings should necessarily be close together. So that's Sugar Cube Corner. Over here can be... I guess this is a bit of a fancier looking building. That looks more like a church. Yeah, I'll try to have only a couple of different types of buildings in this first town. But over here I'll have what I call... let's put a couple more down. I'll call this building Carousel Boutique. Carousel. I don't even know how to spell it. I know there's a U in there somewhere. Carousel. Boutique. Huh. So I can put a gold price on it. But what is that gold price for? Is that for like a player to own it as player housing or something? I wonder what that means. So a player can maybe own this for $50 real. Is that how it works? I'm not sure. So I guess I will just fill out, get the town looking complete. Kind of want to get things to look nice before the players actually start playing for very long. So this early part of the game is kind of boring, but it should really pick up once I actually get to start seeing the players actually playing the game. But I want to get things to look good first. It's going to be populating the town with buildings. So I've got a couple of that type of building. I'll put a couple of this type of building to give it some variety. Now I'll have a secondary player hub over on this side of the town. With its own elegant style market stall. Which is the front. With a market stall. Potion shop. I think I could probably have like this potion shop be the library or something. Twilight's library. And then another blacksmith on this side. We put it down here. Where's the front of it? Okay, I think the front door's on the other side. There. Let's have it so that there's a couple more paths to path. Where's path again? There it is. Couple more ways to get from the outer to inner street. What's this one for? Scenery buildings. Oh, okay. Observatory. Elegant fountain. Oh crap, I've only got 13,000 cash left, so I can't just get things all decorated. Yeah, crap. Each modular building costs 1,000. So, like, and then what about other decorations? So there's scenery, and now there's all this stuff. And do they have a cost to them? Okay, I don't think these scenery pieces have a cost, which is good because that'd be ridiculous. I probably built way too many of these scenery buildings. Alright, and there's things like park benches and stuff that I could flavour the town with. Oh, even that costs $10. Man. So I really will have to wait for things to progress a bit before I even have the money to advance the game further. That's a bit of a worry. So now a path into... So I'm going to have this up here be Sweet Apple Acres as the second... If I go to the grid... Activate region... And that will cost $5,000, great. But I mean, they're going to need a level 2 content. Region is... Oh, yeah. I changed the level somewhere else. I've got to go to... General... Where do I change the level again? Deactivate region, set region level. Okay, so this is a level 2 region. Right? There we go. So now there's going to be a mountain pass. Probably needed to make a space here for... Alright, what I'll do is I'll move this. Can I just move something? Duplicate, move. Shall I have a major inn down near the... there. And then I guess I want to move those quest givers. Oh man, now I can't tell which ones they are. Ah. Okay. I'll move these quest givers over to, I guess, around this fountain. Trying to click on the quest giver. Damn it. I've got some oh yeah, that's the objective for the next region. Construct a respawn point, construct an inn, make reachable. I want to get a road over there. Okay, so now that I've made space there, I should be able to get the road to start. Come on. Build path. What? Okay. Okay. So then this zone will be called Sweet Apple Acres. And I've only got 6,000 cash left. A respawn point for here. Okay, this region is going to have, alright, pine forest. Is it going to look dumb though? I think that I can like come back and guess I can have the pine forest go through that path. Path goes through the pine forest. Leave some space there for maybe a couple of the actual farm buildings. Yeah, I might as well just make the whole thing a pine forest. Not sure what scenery type that one counts as. And then I will give... Okay, this is called Sweet Apple Acres. Give it a bit of a yellow region tint. Bit of orange lighting. I don't know, I guess I'll find out what it looks like. Is that respawn point? And I've only got $4,000 left. Guess this can represent the main farmhouse. And now I'm just about out of money. Interact. Oh yeah, place elite monster. Place an elite bear in the middle of all the bears. Over here. Oh yeah, and I can choose what level they are. Oh, those are skeletons. Where did I put the rest of the bears? Over here. Elite bear in the middle of the bears. So once I decide what to actually make these creatures, they should all automatically change to that creature. These are just placeholders for now. An elite spider in the middle of the forest. So now I want some monster zones. And that's going to cost more money, so crap. I've overextended myself. I can probably sell a lot of those modular buildings maybe to get back some of this. Okay, let's have at least a couple of little level 2 monster zones. And that's it, I'm just about out of money. Because it costs money to place these elite monsters. What were they again? Bears. Okay. An elite bear, elite spider in the middle of there. $500 for a quest giver. Oh, that's a trainer. Oh, crap. I forgot about them. Undo that. Yeah, so I'm going to have to put these modular buildings in later. Can't afford them right now. Because I forgot that they're also going to need trainers. I guess I'll put these trainers around. I didn't mention that in the... So I guess people will go, well, where did that come from? Okay, wait a minute. Probably might not sound as loud to you guys as it does to me. Let's see how loud it looks. Okay, I'm going to turn the volume down. Hopefully it's not too annoyingly loud to you guys. I've just turned it down on my headphones. What? Is this music coming from this game? Uh-oh. No, don't close down OBS. It is coming from this game. Music tracks. Oh, interesting. I can probably put my own music choices in here. Open music folder. So maybe if I put my own... Maybe I could put my own songs that I've made in there to play during this, but hopefully not too loud. I think I'll put the music at 50% and then maybe I can turn it back up a bit on my desktop. On my OBS, recording my desktop audio. But now the music suddenly stopped. What's going on? It just randomly decided to start having music and then it went again. Okay. Not sure what the deal with that was. So I guess not everything's powered yet. I guess I haven't let much time pass yet. Hopefully things will be powered shortly. There they are, I think. Yeah, they've got a bit of a pink tint to them. Appropriate for Ponyville. I guess this player is going to do a quest now. Gleethor. Doing quest, brutalize the skeletons. So I think I'm going to want to, let's save the game. I name save MPF. So maybe I want to go into this wiki over here. Maybe open another. Where's just the open another tab button? New tab. FIM wiki. Oh man, FIM something. I guess I gotta be specific. My Little Pony wiki. Okay, I gotta be more specific. G4. It's not the same wiki as I had open, but let's just open another tab of this fandom. What the heck? Isn't there like a really good wiki for MLP in general? Yeah, My Little Pony G4 wiki, where's a good one? EN Encyclopedia. G5 MLP fandom. My Little Wiki. Oh, okay. So G4 characters. I want to try and figure out what I'm going to have as actual creatures for them to be fighting. So like this maybe parasprites I could have as a type of creature. Maybe if I search in Google monsters in My Little Pony creatures. There we go. So maybe I can use this as a reference for what I have. So Breezy, they won't be an enemy. So I know of Timberwolves. I'll probably save Timberwolves for when I'm making the Everfree Forest region. But before that I want something fairly low. Bunnycorn. What are bunnycorns? Angel and another bunnysis. Bugbear. Bugo friend. Breezy, Bite, Acula. Big Star Spider Rock. Phoenix Pegasus. Sprite. Vampire Fruit Bat. What would be a good one to have in early Bitula? Crocodile. Maybe I could come up with some sort of fruit bat enemy. A subscriber recently reached level 2. This would be a great time to delve into player customization a bit more deeply. In Design Tool, you can customize both the appearance and also the combat abilities of your classes and add new abilities. So yeah, if a player has reached level 2, they're going to need their first level 2 ability, which I don't think I've done yet. Oh yeah, I've just got this placeholder. Alright. So I'm going to have to come up with some sort of third ability for the unicorn and all the other classes. If you do provide high level abilities for your players, you'll need some class trainers to teach players to use those new abilities. You need trainers matching each of the player classes. Right, so now that you have a level 2 player, you're going to need a level 2 region for them to play in. If you haven't already, now would be a great time to go to grid. Yep, I've done that. Set up the level 2 region, a respawn point in monster zones, quests. When you're ready, open a mountain pass between your regions. I've done that. You want to do this each time your subscribers reach a new level. Subscribers will eventually become unhappy if there's no new content or quest for them to do at their new higher level. And you're all ready to go. Keep building regions out ahead of your highest level players and try to keep them busy and happy, or if not happy, at least still paying their subscription fee, because at the end of the day, that's the only really important thing. Yeah, fun is optional in an MMO, as we all know. Toast is the first player to reach level 2. Let's go to this guy. Ah, unicorn. Got 5 potions, 78 gold. Looks like they're enjoying the game quite a lot. Training new combat abilities. Well, don't train that ability yet. I've got to change it to what I actually want it to be. Oh, and my developers. That's something I should have been. Where is it again? Hotfix announcement post. Now how do I get to that developer tab thing in Majig? Reports, design, features. Oh, there sure is a lot that you can edit about the game. Now where do I go to start? Changelog release. How did I get that other thing up before, right at the start? down for maintenance. Online. As the administrator, you can take control of any creature in the game. Revive, instant kill, instant heal. Now where's that tech tree thing? Classes, monsters, levels, XP, combat. Overview. Okay, I think this is what I was looking for. Rating, advertise, levels, subscribers. No. Where's the thing where I develop new features or whatever? Features requires. Okay. Man. I don't think it's here. I don't think the game has got quite a good enough tutorial, because now I can't figure out how to get back to that thing where I tell my developers what to work on. Oh, hang on, there's the development. There it is. Okay, so I've researched friends list, but I also don't have any money left. But the next thing I want them to be able to do is add a new player class will be at some point. Policies. Auto assign devs to new tech projects, that will be helpful. Online bug fixing, possible display. Offline bug fixing. Scheduled server maintenance. Staff, 2 developers, waiting for a job. So I've probably been paying for 1 more developer than I need to at the moment. But I've got to give them a job to do. What is Gibbs? Make combat more visceral with these simple particle effects. Already have an active project. What is my active project? Friends list. So have they not been working on the friends list this whole time? Oh, there's the little people symbol. Ah, finally found it. So I've got both developers working on friends list now, I think. And they should have been doing that this whole time. Well, anyway. Guess I'll free up some more money. Wait till a bit later before I can properly decorate Ponyville and then Sweet Apple Acres. But I've already got characters wanting to go into the second zone, but I don't have that set up. And how long is it going to take for these developers to implement the friends list? It seems like it's going to take quite a lot of in-game time. And by then my characters are going to be level 3 and I'm not even going to be near setting up a 3rd region. Well, anyway, I think that's enough for today's stream. I'm not sure whether I'll do these weekly or probably not daily. Equestria. Save the game as MP. It looks like it's still got some data from previous times I played this game. Alright, so I've saved my progress so far. It's probably been a bit boring to watch me figure things out on the fly, and it might be a while before the game actually starts being exciting. But that's MMORPG Tycoon 2. It's a bit of a slow burn, I guess, but it's a game that I genuinely wanted to play, and I figured it might as well be what I stream. Oh, someone is in chat. I've never seen this game before. You chose Fluttershy over Rainbow Dash. Sorry for not watching the chat. Of course, Fluttershy is best pony. Well, that's the first time someone has actually been in the chat on my stream. So, yay to that. But anyway, I think now it is time for me to put an end to this first part of MMORPG Tycoon 2 Building Equestria. And I'll end with my theme song. Let me just get it up in the corner. Into corner mode.
It's the Mystery Pony Fiction Channel. Mystery. Also available as a podcast on Spotify. Pony. And Izzy Moonbow is best pony, by the way. Fiction. Bro, hoof, comment, subscribe. Ring that bell.
Alright, thanks guys. I'll see you